there's no UFC, but there are 2 pay-per-views. And tomorrow night, NXT No Mercy live from Bakersfield, California. AJ, you admittedly watch more NXT than us. So what is your excitement level as a daily viewer of this, or a weekly viewer?
I'm extremely excited about this pay-per-view. I think it's going to be off the hook. We're getting another Dragunov versus Mello. I mean, who doesn't want that? That's going to be absolutely incredible. Those two, when they get together, they have such great chemistry. The intensity of Dragunov, the incredible athleticism of Mello. These two tore it down last time they faced each other, and they're going to absolutely tear it down again. Randy Ozga, happy anniversary to you, you son of a bitch. You've been watching all 4 years, and you're part of this anniversary, so thank you, my friend.
Yes, Randy Ozga, one of our many day ones. I know Charlie Hill, another one that watches us a lot. Pat Oates, I know, watches us a lot. Shared the link today. Hope he's watching today. But before we get into our 4-year journey, let's get into the journey for NXT No Mercy. Dave, I think you got those matches ready over there.
I do.
What is on this pay-per-view? Because I'm aware of a couple matches, but not all of them.
How about we start off with this? Noam Dar is defending. Actually, I'm sorry. It's is this a Heritage Cup match? It is.
It is. It's the Heritage Cup match. They had a tournament leading up to this where all of about 8 wrestlers actually went head to head, and they were some of the best wrestlers in NXT. And now we've got Butch, or the formerly known as Pete Dunne, going up against Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup, and it's going to be incredible.
You can't go wrong with that match. You know, you're going to get a British style match to open up the show.
Now,
the fact that we got Tyler Bate,
have special rules.
Yes.
Yeah, this is going to be under Heritage Cup rules.
Yeah.
The fact that in the last match leading up to this, we've got Joe Coffey versus Butch, and also Tyler Bates versus Butch. I mean, those are absolutely incredible matches. And now we get Noam Dar, who I think is underrated.
Yeah, I'll get a couple other matches here. Dirty Dom versus Trick Williams for the North American Championship. Trick Williams and Dom. Obviously, Trick is on fire right now, but the special referee here, Dragon Lee. How does Dirty Dom keep the championship with the special referee being Dragon Lee? Is Trick Williams going to get the North American title here?
I would love to see Trick Williams actually get the belt here, because I think that it would be great for him to have the second belt to Mello, and it would cause friction and lead to that match in the future. However, I don't see that. Somehow Dragon Lee is going to end up having to count down Trick Williams, and it's going to just cause more of a Dragon Lee versus Dirty Dom.
And another big match, Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton. Is Stratton going to get the gold here, or is the Becky Lynch train going to keep rolling?
I think that Becky Lynch is going to go over. And I think Tiffany Stratton's actually going to get moved up to one of the brands, either SmackDown or Raw, going forward.
Yes. And I don't want to. One thing I want to ask about that last match, wasn't that the match that Mustafa Ali was set to be in against Dominic?
It was
his release.
Yes,
it was originally. Mustafa Ali was supposed to get it. Of course, he was released, so he will not be there. But it definitely was an interesting setup going forward to, at the last minute, have to have a match. Which, by the way, it was a 3-way dance that Trick Williams wasn't originally in. He went to Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels added him as the 4th, and Trick Williams ended up winning it to get the shot at Dirty Dom.
So is he the right pick to be in there? Because I haven't followed a lot of NXT, and from what I've seen of him, he's mostly like a side person.
He's very over right now with the NXT audience, though. Like they are
between the heat that Dirty Dom has, being maybe the #1 villain in all of wrestling right now, between his heat and between how over Trick is, this match could be incredibly on fire.
I want to give you 2 more matches before we get out of here. Braun Breaker versus Baron Corbin. That's an interesting match because we basically have 2 heels wrestling each other.
The funny thing is, that is the match I care the least about.
I know, but it's 2 heels. It's like kind of weird. I just want to, I don't know how they booked this. I'm going to assume Breaker wins because he's the one you want to push going forward.
The only way that this match is successful is if they have a moment that leaves you going, holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They have to have that holy shit moment.
I'm excited for this match because Baron Corbin has seemed to get like a second life being back in NXT from what I've seen. And I think he has to go over, and I think this is what pushes Breaker to the main roster.
Maybe. I mean, I definitely think this is Baron's best work in a while, but I think this is a strange booking that they've had here.
I
Go
think it
ahead.
does the opposite. I think that if Corbin goes over, he ends up going back to the main roster because you have to. And the reason why is because at some point you have to have that get even moment between Braun Breaker and what's his name, Von Wagner, the guy who he tried to end his career by stomping his skull with the stairs. There's got to be some time when Von Wagner comes back to get Braun.
That could be here, actually. That could be here. Now, before we move on next, I do want to at least get the main event in. Carmelo Hayes defends the NXT Championship against Ilya Dragunov. Last time these guys had a classic. Dragunov has had nothing but classics for most of his career. He's probably one of the more, I don't want to say underrated, but he's one of the better wrestlers out there who hasn't had that main roster stage yet or been on a huge platform.
Do you think it's possible that Trick goes over, Mello loses the belt, and what causes friction is now that Trick has a belt and Mello has nothing, that Mello can't balance his ego not having the championship?
Could be, or something could happen where maybe Trick ends up costing Mello after Mello accidentally cost Trick or something, or Trick's frustrated. There could be something here. I
see Dragunov taking the belt.
I have this sneaky feeling he might. I don't know why. I mean, to me, he's a great guy to have on that brand as champion because Carmelo should be on the main roster already.
Yeah. Oh,
and
absolutely.
Dragunov, you can wait with him because maybe he doesn't have the season or the look you want yet, and you're waiting for the right moment with him. But in the meantime, he's going to have great matches with all your other performers down there, and he's going to get them all ready. I don't want to see him in that Ziggler role, per se. At some point, I want to see him make the move, but he's more than capable of moving everybody up.
I love Dragunov. He reminds me a lot of Chad Gable in the sense that he is strong as hell. You don't know where it's coming from because of his size, but somehow he wrestles like a monster in the ring, and you believe it. When he wrestles guys that are twice his size in the ring, you believe he's a monster still.
Yeah, Tyler Bate too.
Oh, absolutely.
I like AJ's idea, but I just feel like Mello isn't going to be giving up that title because I feel like one title is going to change, not both of them. So for me, Mello's got to keep it, and I think Trick wins earlier in the night. But
By the way, WWE, if you want more ideas like this, all you have to do is book the Working Fans podcast. We'll come in and we'll write for you.